you know a spot, but not just a spot, the spot. Actually, with the all-new Nissan Frontier, you know a bunch of them. But the key to these great spots? Being able to reach them in the first place. Your spot is out there. Find your Frontier in the all-new 2022 Nissan Frontier. With standard 310 horsepower, advanced tech, and 281 pound-foot of torque.
Every year, compliance regulations change thousands of times. And every year, ADP makes thousands of seamless platform updates so businesses can focus on everything else, like running their business. Grow stronger with ADP. HR, talent, time, and payroll.
I'll get your fucking skirt off and chug that fucking beer, dude.
Yeah.
Let's get this fucking show on the road, bud. Come on, guys.
Yes, hello. Sean Gotti here, coming to you from Raleigh, North Carolina. And there's not a single radio show around here that's worth a damn. So I'm listening to the Eric Zane Show podcast, coming to you live Monday through Friday. So sit back, get your trays in the upright position, feet and elbows out of the aisle, because here he comes, Eric Zane.
Welcome into the Eric Zane Show podcast, a daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures. This is firing it up for the 727th time as we approach the 3-year mark on January 6th, which is also, coincidentally, the date that all of you dummies decided to overthrow the government. 2 years prior is when that all started. I don't know why, but I look back fondly on the day that I got fired. Frank Fuss is in the house. Good morning to you, young man. Hope the holidays have been good to you, and I hope you've been pumping iron. Try in a quest to get your arms bigger than Hulk Hogan's in his prime. I've really been banging the drum about you, about what I'm describing as the insurance checkup / tune-up. More on that later. And I still need to voice your commercial for Jethro. You got to tell me like what you want me to say. Do you want me to just wing it? Just like record it and send it to you and say, how's this? Because the tank is on a radio station in town known as Jethro. And it's like a hybrid country station. It's not far from here. It's just down the road in Granville, Michigan. And he also markets there, too. And I said, well, you should have me record the commercial. You should have me make the commercial. So, yeah, I don't know. Today's a little weird. I'm not going to lie to you. My brother is sick. He was hospitalized yesterday. And I was like, should I save that for the last thing? It's like, no. Come on now. Just get after it, then bottle it up and do your show. But he's very, very ill. He is I can only describe him as an anti-vaxxer. No matter what we said, we did the old, hey, I'm going to talk to you about this once. I'm going to talk to you about this exact thing once. This is right after my mother died. And, my mother died prior to the vaccine. So then vaccine comes out. Oh, thank God, we all get vaccinated. No big deal. And then he's like, no, I'm not doing it. I said, why? And we didn't really get too far into the conversation. I could tell he didn't really want to have that conversation, one of those deals. So I'm like, well, I got to tell you this once. I go, I'm just preparing myself for the worst. Because, I just can't shake it. Year later, here we are. He has been very, very sick. And my nephew, who's about 32, I'm like bending his ear, and I'm like, and he's scared shitless. I'm talking to him. This is my brother's son. This is regular Mike, by the way. This is my oldest brother. Mike is 63. And I'm like, yeah, he doesn't want to go to the hospital. I go, well, I just want to let you know this. My wife's two cousins who died from this, they did that same thing. If you get into a hospital, first of all, at the very least, he hasn't been able to keep any liquids in, or he just immediately throws up whatever's in his stomach. He's going to be able to be hydrated. So that's good. But, the quicker you get in there, if this is trying to actually kill him, and it has a puncher's chance of doing it, there are numerous treatments that exist now that can help that, keep that from happening. Remdesivir, monoclonal antibodies. This is what these were set up for. You should get him into the hospital. And besides, he's not a spring chicken, and he has comorbidities, asthma, arrhythmia, high blood pressure. I go, if it were me, my other brother, Jim, this is World Book Jim, we're texting Kyle, we'll go, yeah, if we don't have a vote in this, obviously, but just so you know, it's a crapshoot. You can go in there for COVID and leave, well, in a body bag because you had a stroke. Boy. So, yeah, I haven't heard anything. All I know is that he did go to the hospital. He is hospitalized right now. So I'm very, very concerned. Very, very worried. So that's that. Cannot believe that this is happening right now. Well, no, I can. I can believe it. And I actually have wrapped my mind around my brain for this is always prepare for the worst, hope for the best. So I do that. And without getting on a soapbox, because at this point of the game, there's no point in getting on a soapbox. That doesn't help in any way, shape, or form. It's just extremely frightening right now. So we'll keep you up to date. I'm doing okay, though. Believe it or not, doing okay. I know you're all like, oh, boy, he's going to burst into tears any second. No, I'm not going to do that. Feel good. Feel strong. Rhino skin after all that the world has given us. Not that there's anything wrong with suddenly bursting into tears. That's kind of my thing. Stand by. But okay. This show is available to be seen in addition to being heard. And I like to occasionally stop down and really park on that to drive that point home. Live every day, 8 a.m. Eastern Time, right here on Twitch. And the recorded podcast, wherever you download podcasts. All right, just search Eric Zane Show if you want to download the audio podcast and subscribe to it. Please subscribe to the audio podcast. And then on Twitch, if you could, this is just another place for you to get the show. Where before I would get us transmit it out, no one would say that. Put it out to Twitch, damn it, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. Twitch is where it's at. Twitch.com or twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. Eric Zane Live, all one word. If you could go there on your desktop or download the Twitch app and subscribe to the channel. Okay, that's, I should say follow. All you need to do is hit the follow button if you want to subscribe. It opens up more opportunities to communicate with me. You can subscribe with your Amazon Prime account. You get one free a month on Twitch to subscribe to, and that's all I'm asking. If you subscribe with your Amazon Prime account, or if you want to drop $5 in the bucket, you can do that too if you want to subscribe, or you can just watch it free. Doesn't matter. It's totally up to you. So thank you very much if you have followed the show on Twitch. I haven't gotten around to it, of course, all right, where I can start the show and then put like the first 10 minutes out on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube, and then like toggle a little buttons. And just before I do that, say, hey, hope you enjoyed that. Come get the rest of the show on Twitch. But I'm still banned on Facebook. All right. But so once I get back at it, I'll be able to do that. And frankly, it's kind of like just every day I could work on something. I need to get out of the habit of promoting things that I think that I'll be doing, because then they just don't happen. And you all have learned that it's the Eric Zane Show podcast, broken promises moment. Hey, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and then it doesn't happen. I'm starting to learn, it's starting to get through that probably just keep your mouth shut and let them happen naturally instead of just saying, hey, this is what's happening. Because then after like 10, 11 hours of sitting here doing whatever I need to do on a daily basis, I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore for the day. And then I shut it all down, leave the studio, and then I forget about it for like 3 months. But nevertheless, we press on. And so glad to be here. Thank you for following on all those platforms. The Twitch stream is brought to you by Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV. Now with a new sign. Ignore that one. Waiting on it to be made. Holidays, I guess. Facebook, facebook.com/Eric Zane fan page. Also, that's an Irvine's sponsorship. Thank you. Twitter, if you could follow me on Twitter, at Eric Zane Show, brought to you by Blue Frost IT and the almighty YouTube, Eric Zane Show on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel, bell notification, brought to you by Frank the Tank Fuss, My Policy Shop Insurance. Stand by. I have Dear Meathead yesterday. Tomorrow. Oh, Dear Meathead is tomorrow with my father. So if there's something going on in your world, okay, maybe something you're pondering, something work-related, something home-related, something you have to do, if you could somehow spin it into a question for my dad and send it along, it does not matter what it's about. He will give you insight like you've never heard before in only a way that he can, while my beautiful stepmother sits next to him and cackles away and laughs. Stand by. Excuse me. While I was there with him this past weekend, as his brain kind of like morphs, if you will, as he is a dementia patient and he's on medicine, which makes this a little bit more subtle of a change, I think. You know, inevitably, this is going to take his life, if not, or something else. I mean, he's going to be 88 in March. Like I've indicated to you before, I'm really wrapping my mind around that. And you know, taking advantage of our time together. And, you know, so that I guess the idea of that is, you know, just being more aware. You know, you don't really think about it with someone who's younger. Like yesterday, hanging out with all the Zaniacs, it didn't occur to me even for 1 second that anyone in that group may be leaving this earth. And why would it? I mean, we don't live like that. But I think something happens in a human's brain when they're engaging with someone who is theoretically, I mean, it could be any time. You just don't know when someone is going to be 88 years old, for God's sake. So, you know, I pay attention to those things. And I think that that's important. It's not taking people of that age for granted. And you enjoy the time. So, visiting over to my dad's house with Joanne. And I noticed how much laughter is taking place. What with the story I told them about the tow truck. Thank you, Andy. And just, I mean, we just really had a hell of a time. It was just a lot of laughing. Joanne is a very, very funny person, as you know. And my dad is very funny, but he doesn't necessarily try to be funny. You may notice during Dear Meathead, he will say something, and then I will, like, reiterate it, and then you'll hear Joanne cracking up. She says the other day, she goes, yeah, he's just really funny. This is where his brain is right now. He used to be always mad because you didn't know about that. He'd get so frustrated with where his brain was that he would lash out. And she goes, yeah, he's not doing that now. He's just hilarious. Take it as it comes. But if you have a question for Dad, send it along on the Shoreliners Striping inbox. Eric at ericzaneshow.com. Shoreliners Striping, that's a business where they stripe parking lots and paint arrows. So when the weather warms up and you're in Michigan, that's who you call upon. Shorelinersstriping.com. Thank you. Owned by American Hockey League referee Tim Mayer, who is the guy that I told you about last week. Ryan Murphy from the Griffins. I don't think I've seen someone so mad in a hockey game than in that game. It was just spectacular. The amount of anger when in overtime he got called for a hook when a member of, I don't even know who the hell we were playing. I forget. Skated in and then on a breakaway in overtime. And then he's trying to poke check. And I don't know if I kind of didn't look at the replay, but Mayer insists that it was a hook. And the rule is very specific. If anything, if you don't hit the puck, if you're reaching for the guy on a breakaway, 99% of the time you're going to get called for a hook, especially at that point in the game. Call him for a hook. Griffins lose because of the power play. And this guy, I've never seen someone so mad. He skated out of the box. It went right after Mayer. And all Mayer is doing is thinking about striping parking lots. Oh, the linesmen are trying to keep. I thought he was going to kill him. It is a good thing the linesmen got in between Murphy and Mayer, because I think he would have smashed into him and probably been banned from the league. Holy crap! Mayer's just standing there, poor guy. 20 minutes earlier, he had given me my Christmas card when he skated out after the second intermission. Here you go, Zaner. Thanks, Tim. What a sweet guy. All right. How the hell did I get there? I was talking about Dear Meathead. Okay, so send him along. Eric at ericzaneshow.com. Last night, a Zaniac superspreader party at Bosco's. I say that tongue-in-cheek. Bosco's Pub in beautiful Hudsonville, Michigan. Had everybody showed up, I think we would have had about 24 people there. I mean, we packed them in. Okay. It was sweet, man. Everybody hung out. And I do want to point out, because I talked to Doug, the owner. They are struggling right now. They were understaffed. So he apologized to me, to you, through me to you, because there was one person in the kitchen and a lot of food was coming out at one time. So they are so apologetic about that. Doug is in a world of hurt right now because his wife, Dee Dee, longtime friend of the family, they are, the Furnesses. Dee Dee's got COVID. She's down and out. She would normally be there. Doug would normally be there. And then they're in a terrible state right now because their beloved daughter, Lindsay, is a dear friend of Jackie's. My daughter is about the same age, played soccer together. She's engaged to this nice guy, and all of a sudden, this poor dude, he's like 25 years old, starts having massive seizures. And they cannot figure out what's up with this poor dude. And he is, like, right now, young man in intensive care on a ventilator. And so, I mean, my God, there is some crazy, it's going around. There's some awful shit happening. So, my God, otherwise Doug would have been there. But, okay, details on the event, because I pay attention to the interactions and the fun moments there. First of all, we had the three horsewomen of laughter. Not to be, they don't look like horses, but I'm kind of taking off from like the four horsemen of the apocalypse. Andrea, if you've ever heard Andrea, sexy voice Andrea laugh, it's epic. It's just a funny, great laugh. There's nothing I like more than a fun laugh that is contagious. Diana has one of those. Andrea has one of those. You know who else has one of those? Andrea's mother, Martha. It's even more impactful than Andrea's. She is sitting next to Shelly K, who also is just, seriously, off the rails. And at one moment, Marcia and Shelly start cracking up about something. And here we are, a table of 20. And Andrea's like, oh, my God, here they go. And all these uptight Hudsonville people are in there eating. And these people, you can't get a pit up their ass if you tried. And this group, this is what I was talking about yesterday, I was like, boy, I don't know how these Hudsonville people are going to handle us. Because we are trash. We are the absolute trash of the community. And we love it. The trashiest bunch of people that has ever existed. And I say that with love because I am too. We are absolute garbage people. So we're sitting there and I had said on this podcast yesterday, I was speaking directly to the human megaphone. That would be Sarah. Rook Rock Rouge. And I'm like, Sarah. The people that are at Bosco's, they don't know us. They've never met us. The people that are eating there who are going to be there. These are customers, and they need to have a great experience. So when you say shit, fuck, damn, like the NFK, you're going to have to do it quieter. You're going to have to be a little bit more subdued. Now, it dawned on me that when I went in yesterday, she sitting across from Sarah was dildo salesman Amanda. And it dawned on me, she is also... she doesn't have an inside voice, okay? And she is also, she will let it fly with shit, fuck, damn. It's like female version of the NFK, but louder. And so Sarah, across from Amanda, the shit, fuck, damn sisters, and I had forgotten that Amanda has great lungs as well. These two have some of the best lungs that have ever existed. But again, I completely forgot about Amanda. Sarah did all right. Okay, I'm going to give her a C minus. Because she started out okay. And then she got her food. The food is a bacon and jam burger. They put bacon on it in a particular type of jam spread, which gives the meat a type of a sugary flavor. It's really good from what I'm told. I haven't had the bacon and jam burger, but they call it a BJ burger. Little joke. Well, that's all she needed to hear. Because the next thing every single person inside of that venue and down the street heard was, oh, good, my BJ burger is here. I love a good BJ. And she kept saying it and saying it and saying it. And I'm like, fuck, here we go. Here we go. This is all we needed. And I'm going, shh. She goes, what? She goes, no, they're just hearing you telling me to shush. I'm like, no, I don't think they are. You know what? No matter what you do to try to make this about me, that I did it, it's not. It's you. Your gigantic voice is filling the room, and they're all looking at you. What are you doing? They can't hear me. I'm like, what do you mean they can't hear you? They can hear you saying they can't hear me. How are you not? What? Oh my God. Amanda, same thing. And I'm like sitting next to her. She's showing me pictures and every other word's a swear word. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I know you've got an outside voice, but we're inside now. Inside voice. And they're getting annoyed with me. It's my fault. I'm doing it. I'm there. I'm sitting across from sick fuck Dean. He's following the rules. He's not screaming shit out at the top of his lungs like the pervert that he is. No. Come on. Excuse me. Then, and I don't know how this is translated to a. Okay, now last week we focused a lot on hooker boots, and for some reason you Zaniac women think that you're wearing hooker boots. You're not. You're wearing Han Solo boots, those ones that are below the knee that like you'd wear when you're riding a horse. Those are not hooker boots. The hooker boots are the ones that come above the knee with like a little bow. Usually they're all cloth. They hug the leg. They're not, I guess they can be leather. But those are hooker boots. Sarah insists she's wearing hooker boots. And I know that because after she drops shit, fuck, damn, she sticks her leg up and goes, look, everybody, look at my hooker boots. And I'm like, no. So put your foot down. And they're not. They weren't hooker boots anyway. She only does these things to be a pain in the ass. Just to make a scene. Just to get people to look at her. I imagine in the classroom, you could have gotten like all A's, but you were constantly getting marked down when you were a kid. And just getting sent to the office and just, you could not sit still. Oh my God. What the hell? I'm seated across from Boring Dean. Had a nice conversation with Boring Dean. And by the way, Diana showed up, and then he was gross to her. Like, come on. So anyway, having a nice conversation with Dean. And I found out so much shit from Dean about... Okay, so I start talking to him because his sister has like a ranch with like 17 horses on it. And Dean's an engineer by trade. And he kind of got burnt out of that, so he left the industry for a little while. He still is. And his sister says, I need you to take care of my horses. And he goes, all right, sounds good. I'll be giving hand jobs and making out with horses. That sounds great. So one of the things this guy has to do is move bales of hay. I'm blown away by this factoid. He told me that if bales of hay, let's say you've got 5,000 bales of hay that need to be stored in a barn. If the bales of hay are not stored appropriately, if they're put away too wet, and when I left there, I read up about this because he told me, and I was like, this is incredible. If they're like 20% moisture inside of a hay bale, like a pack of them, they'll explode. They will burst into flames and burn the fucking barn down. Cannot be put away wet. All right. Now, Amanda's like, so boring. I didn't find this boring at all. I found it to be incredible. If you put it away wet, or if where you put it away in the barn, water can reach the hay, it'll explode. Like, what? I guess some type of chemical reaction will take place. And when it's all packed together there, it can't vent. And then the next thing you know, there's a barn fire. No idea. Learn something new all the damn time. That is very interesting to me. So anyway, Dean's the guy who does that. Well, his son, half black Neil, is on vacation. He is helping. So Neil is sitting around. I go, Neil, how's vacation going? Talk to me. He's a junior in high school. He goes, well, it's a little bit weird because I'm exhausted and I'm tired. Well, what's going on? Yeah, I got to get up because I got to work with my dad. I got to get up at 6 a.m. I mean, my God. Can't wait till this is over. I go, well, you better live it up because you have not that much time to be enjoying sleeping in. Because I think the word on the street is that he wants to go into skilled trades. I'm like, dude, getting up at 6 a.m. it's only going to get earlier from there. And he's like, oh, yeah, this is terrible. I said, well, this is not temporary. This is not a temporary thing. You better wrap your mind around it now. For God's sake. But it was just hilarious to hear him say, yeah, man, it's just so bad. I can't wait to sleep until 11 or whatever. But it was good. Great group. Had so much fun. And off we go out into the night. Thank you to Lisa K. She bought dinner for the Queen of the Forest and myself, Lisa K. and Eric. You guys are awesome. So much fun. So that's all what went on last night. Big party at Bosco's Pub in Hudsonville, Michigan. And we will do it again shortly. We can even pack more people. We'll own the place. All right? Okay. I'm going right till 10 a.m. today. Can't be a minute later. Last week, Tuesday, I went super late to like 10:25 because I had forgotten that I have a Smarter Than a Former Drug Dealer trivia at 10:30. But I'm not forgetting today. So that happens at 10:30. I'll be done with the show at 10 a.m. A first-time appearance by the human megaphone, Sarah Rook Ruck Roosh, who is nervous. Who is nervous about this trivia game, okay? She goes, so what am I going to do? I go, well, nothing. I'm just going to call you, and then I ask you questions. That's all it is. She's like, well, I think she's nervous, okay? You'll be fine. Dale taking on Sarah Rook Ruck Roosh. Unbelievable. Dale last week gave some real insight into the ridiculously high motor of him and his better half, also known as Sarah. Okay? They've been married for maybe a year and a half. And I don't think there is a couple on the planet who is more physical. He detailed it. And I'm not saying any tales out of school because he said it. He can only say so much because he doesn't want to get in trouble. But these two, they cannot keep their hands off each other. Do not shake his hand. All right? That's all I'll tell you. If you do, sniff your hand. You might as well sniff. Who wouldn't? That's horrible. Okay. The show's on Patreon. Thanks again to Sarah Rook Ruck Roosh and to Adam Pringle, the latest people who signed up on Patreon. All Patreon is a place to get more podcasting. That's the name of the brand. It's essentially a subscription-based paywall to get more of what I do. Each and every week, I post 15 plus hours of material up there. The cheapest option is $5 a month, and you get tons of audio to listen to. Break free from listening to boring radio shows that take 3-week vacations, laugh way too hard at things, and talk about nothing that you care about. Yeah, our big story is this guy in Malaysia. Yeah, there's a little bit more to talk about in the world than stories that you rip from the C sheet, guys. For God's sake, do your job. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. And the open of this show today brought to you by Blue Frost IT, another great startup business that advertises markets on the Eric Zane Show podcast. And I've taken the time, all the time, to tell you exactly what's going on here. They have several different options that they can help you. If you work from home, let's say you do your work on a laptop, it might be worth it to reach out to the boss and say, hey, I need an upgrade to my computer. If I call upon Blue Frost IT, is that since I'm doing work for you, normally before the pandemic, you would be into work, working on their equipment. Now you got to work on your equipment. Okay. If you have a laptop that does not have a solid state hard drive, it's going to work slower, and it's progressively going to get slower over time. That's because there's something inside of there that spins around, and it's compiling more and more data on it. What's going to slow it down? You need a solid state hard drive. But you don't want to get a brand new computer. Okay, you need a solid state. Reach out to Blue Frost IT. I did that on an old laptop, and man, the thing runs like a top. 616-200-8550 for Blue Frost IT. It's just one of the things that they do at Blue Frost IT. They also work in a workplace setting. If you need equipment upgrades at your business, small or medium-sized business, sit down for a complimentary consultation with Blue Frost IT. They can take care of everything for you. Try not to make upgrading your tech a DIY job. You're going to buy too much, too little, or the wrong thing. And then you're going to be back to square one. Everybody's going to hate you. Lost man hours means lost money. Okay, hey, how about you just bring in Alan for a half-hour meeting? Tell him what you do at your business. He'll tell you what you need, and then you go from there. More information, send an email if you like, info@bluefrostit.com, or call or text 616-200-8550. We're getting to the point in the year where there is new schedulings for gun school. CPL certification training. The crown jewel of this is Prince Arming. Facebook.com/Prince Arming. Like Prince Charming, just drop the CH. January 15th is the next class. It's Saturday, starts at 8 a.m. in Holland, Michigan, with Prince. It's going to take about 7 hours of your time. Block it off. Get it out of the way. You don't even need to own a gun. You can go in there with zero experience. You can go into that with never having handled a gun, not owning a gun. You will spend time learning about it, learning about gun training. You will have range time at that event and practice. Then all you'd get is a certification because he is a certified pistol license training instructor. You'll take that to your county and apply for your license. Now you're like, well, yeah, but I'm still really experienced with a gun. Yeah, I know. But you then will have some idea as to what type of gun might suit you, what size after you practice with Steve. Okay? Boy, this 9mm is perfect for me. Then go to whatever gun store you'd buy a handgun at and talk to one of the experts there. Could be any one of them. And narrow down your search. Tell them what you've done, what you've been up to, what you're experienced with, which is all very novice. And then you get range time. Rent a gun and practice at the range. They'll tell you everything you need to know. All the while, you're waiting for your license to come to you in the mail. If you do your diligence and practice, you will have an idea of what gun you should purchase. You buy it, and then once you get your license, you carry that thing concealed. Nobody knows you have a gun on you. Ladies, I especially encourage this, okay? There are more deviant fucks in the world than ever who prey on women. So carry your piece in your purse, and when that scumbag comes up to you, you're going to shoot him center of mass, and you live for another day. Congratulations. You're welcome. Reach out to Steve Prince Arming on Facebook. You can also call or text 616-204-1705. TC Paintball. We're working on our upcoming paintball event. We're fully indoors now at tcpaintballgr.com. At least I think. I don't think they play outdoors during the winter. That might be a little weird. But anyway. Looking forward to the next scheduled event at TC Paintball. You can schedule one for your friends during Christmas vacation, for folks in the workplace, team building, maybe a bachelor party. You're going to love this. Get your kid away from the video games, have him round up his pals, get the fathers of all his pals together and say, hey, we're doing a paintball event. We're going to have fun with our kids. Can you imagine if you got 5 dads going against 5 kids? They're going to have the time. You're going to have the time of your life. Oh, my God. TC Paintball in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Talk about a fun bonding experience. Go play paintball. All right? Have you been sitting around saying, I just don't do enough with my kid? This is it. This is what you do. Problem solved. TCPaintballGR.com for more information. Oh, shit. Aha. A little bit of water left. I don't know why I didn't just drink it out of here. I poured it from this big one into this little one, and now I'm going to drink it. What a dumbass. Oh, my God. It's like when you prattle on for 45 minutes or an hour, and, you know, God only knows the number of words that I've spoken. The level of dryness in my mouth is just insane. Oh, God. Now I'm screwed. I got nothing else to drink. Might have to take a break. Not right away, though. I want to talk about this guy that did the Let's Go Brandon to Joe Biden. Now, we talked about this yesterday. There's lots of layers to this. I'm just surprised that they would even do this. Why? I mean, I can promise you they're not going to do it anymore. And who cares, really? If you're going to do this, why would you do it live? You know? Just record the damn thing and just do it as live. No one will know that. No one would know the difference. So the leader of the free world is going to be on TV or whatever it was, internet stream, doesn't matter. As long as it's live, and it was. And people could, you could get somebody in there like this dude. I think his name is Jared Schmeck. Yeah, Jared Schmeck from Oregon gets on there. And he does the old Baba Booey. He reels them in. And then you heard it yesterday. He says, oh, yeah, Merry Christmas and let's go, Brandon. And Biden doesn't know what's going on. He goes, yeah, let's go, Brandon. Of course, I agree. Let's go, Brandon. I still want to know, does he know about it? Has he not been told? Did he know about it and he forgot? Does he have a delayed fuse? Is it dementia? What are we? There's so many questions on that. And so I love the story. I really do. I don't have a problem with any of that. But it's turning into a shit show now. Schmeck was cornered, and he said, yeah, I am by no means a Trumpster. I am not one of these people that, but I was just joking. Okay. And that's fine too. I don't care. I don't have a problem with that. You see people on the left now are like, oh my God. He said, let's go, Brandon. Oh no. And I'm like, no, that's fucking funny. Okay. If I was the president and the same thing was being done, I would lean in to let's go, Brandon. That is the quickest way to make it go away. But I don't even know if I'd want it to go away. I don't care. If people were having fun at my expense and telling me to go fuck myself without telling me to go fuck myself, that's funny. Okay? You cannot get angry at that. This has turned into one of the brightest spots of the year. Okay? When my brother recovers from COVID, I'm going to be like the 2 great points of the year were when you recovered from COVID, bested only by Let's Go Brandon, because I love the hilarity of this so much. It's just funny. You can tell the president of the United States to his face to go fuck himself, and he doesn't even know. And the world, oh, God, it's so great. Right now, to the people on the left, which I am neither left nor right, as you all know that. I'm perfect. I'm me, all right? You all desire to be me, okay? With my infinite wisdom and my inability to be pinned down towards any one school of thought, ideology, political party. It's just the party of perfect. Me. Where was I going with that? Fuck, what was it? I was too busy talking about myself and I forgot what I was going to say. Anyway. I love it. I love Let's Go Brandon. The people, I think I was going to go down the road, something about the people on the left that get so incensed about this. That's what it was. If you are on the right, or if anybody says, Let's Go Brandon, Let's Go Brandon has become more devastating to the left than referring to someone as see you next Tuesday. F rhymes with Baggett. And it's hot on the heels of N-word. Okay. Let's Go Brandon is knocking at the door. N-word will never be brought down. It is the most devastating thing you can say to a human being when it comes to words. Let's Go Brandon has climbed the charts. And the best part about Let's Go Brandon is it's not really a swear word. But if a 5-year-old said it in the classroom, that kid is expelled. So I am full support for Let's Go Brandon. It's too hilarious. It's too clever. And the people that would say it the most, the knuckle-dragging truck nuts, 8 flags on the back of their pickup truck, those are stupid people, okay? Make no mistake. But yet they're saying a joke that's brilliant. And that's another thing I love about this. The freedom-loving, liberty-loving patriots who are stupid are saying, Let's Go Brandon, and I'm right there with them. But it doesn't work because those are dumb people. They're all stupid, ladies and gentlemen. So they are saying a smart insult. They're cleverly telling the president to go fuck himself. They don't have to say, go fuck yourself. And they themselves are dumb. And I love the displays that are seen in places that you don't expect. Let's Go Brandon. I'm like, yes, I support that. I am all about it. But not for the same reasons that you think. Okay? So I support you, but I don't support you, you know? Okay. Anyway, Schmeck said initially, yeah, I don't got anything against him. I think he's doing a poor job, and I was just joking. But now there's more to this. And I think he might have been doing damage control because I think he works for some business that is getting like dragged under the bus. I'm not sure what the guy does, but you see, he was so successful, this Schmeck guy, at trolling that you know how it is. You troll someone these days, you say, let's go Brandon to the president. The left thinks you should die. They're going to try to kill his family. They're going to try to burn the business that he works for. And anyone that he knows is going to have to also lose their job. That's the day. They're canceling Schmeck. And I don't like that at all. Schmeck's brilliant. But he does look like kind of a putz because initially he said, oh, no. I was just joking. No big deal. Well, that's not exactly true. He The Oregonian, some left-leaning publication, said the Southern Oregon dad who ended a Christmas Eve call with President Joe Biden by declaring "Let's go Brandon" told Steve Bannon, he was on that fuckhead's podcast, who's the former advisor to Trump, cut your hair. He told him this week that he believes the false claim that the election was 100% stolen. So this guy is, he's bullshitting everybody. He's 100% he's a fucking Trojan horse is what this guy is. Despite telling the Oregonian on Saturday he was not a Trumper and that the comment was in jest, Jared Schmeck said Monday he's proud of taunting Biden during a live Christmas event for children. You should be. Because it's so GD funny. My God, was that great. Biden's like, yeah, let's go, Brandon. I agree. I just want to say, Merry Christmas. Let's go, Brandon. Oh, my God. Schmeck made the new remarks on Bannon's show War Room, where he wore a Make America Great Again hat and struck a defiant tone. Then they point out, who gives a shit, Bannon was indicted by a federal grand jury in November after he defied a subpoena for the House committee investigating the January 6th insurrection, which, by the way, that was a great move on Bannon's part. His popularity now is probably through the roof. That is a business decision by that piece of shit, and I applaud that. That is great for business. Schmeck is 35. He lives in Central Point, Oregon, works for an electric company. In the aftermath of his remarks, the company website appeared to be down, and the company's Yelp page was filled with negative comments. He was previously a Medford, Oregon police officer for 6 years until he resigned in July 2018. I will bet you he has heard your old pal Eric Zane on the radio on what the hell was that name of that radio station? The Rogue in Medford, Oregon, carrying the world-famous Laugh Festival free beer and hot wing show. Ha! 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 Now with 99% more outrageous laughter. Asked why he resigned from Medford Police, Schmeck declined to say. So they are pissed. The Oregonian is going after Jared Schmeck. The kooks on the left are going after his livelihood and the electric company. Whatever it is they do at whatever his job is there. I don't know if it's like they make equipment for people in electrician industry or like actually providing power. I don't know. But this has turned into a shit show. And I, for one, am pleased about it. Have you noticed, stand by, that on Twitter, when you dive into topics like this, in an effort to, make you aware, it says, heads up. Conversations like this can be intense. Don't forget the human behind the screen. So when you want to respond with, hey, go fuck yourself, they want you to know you could be hurting some soft, vulnerable soul by telling him to put a noose around his neck and hang himself. That's what they're suggesting right there. You don't want to do that. You probably should never even consider doing that because nowadays that's all it takes to make someone do that. They actually will do that. Amanda, who coincidentally, we talked about her on the show earlier today. When I was sitting next to her and across from Sarah Rook-Ruck-Roosh going, shh, shh, shh. And they're like getting mad at me because I'm like, first of all, you're 50 decibels above ear pain. So out of concern for my hearing, inside voice. Second of all, we're surrounded by the most righteous of people here. You realize this was like a dry county a handful of years ago. This community was dry. Don't do what you're doing, but just lower the volume. That's all you have to. I can still hear you. I'm 1 inch from your mouth, and you're going, hey, guess what? Come on. With that as a backdrop, the multi-talented Amanda writes, well, guys, and she just disclosed it, just got an email that my big mouth got me in trouble at work. Fuck. I'm sorry. You got to just temper that. Just like, breathe. Call me. This is what you do. Step out of the place, call me, and tell me. Get it out of your system. Okay? When you don't have sex with men, but instead have it with dildos, there's no sounding board. Now, I'm not going to have sex with you, but if you want to use me for a sounding board, just to get it off of your chest with your enormous boobs, you can. Jesse writes, I'm with Zane 100%. Well, that's good. That's a good place to be. I'm neither left nor right, but the damn leftist can't find the humor in the old grandpa saying he's going to fuck himself. And that's too bad. When it comes to Bannon, I don't know how much trouble he could possibly get in for that. I don't think it's a big deal. You know, they're not going to throw this guy in jail and throw away the key, lock him in jail, throw away the key. Even if he is. If I'm Steve Bannon at this point, I'm like, please put me in jail. Please, because he's going to make millions of dollars. This is a great way to earn money. Extend yourself for the masses that are of that ilk, and they will make you a wealthy individual in one way, shape, or form. Sweet Amanda says, I was having a bad morning, then I was having a good morning, and now I'm back to having a bad morning. Well, you know what? What's done is done, my dear. Flush it, and it's over. Learn from it. Take your punishment like the strong lady you are, and move on. Nick clears it up. Contempt of Congress carries absolutely no penalties because they are not a court. That's exactly right. Who gives a shit what's happening? Everybody made such a big deal about what was happening to that dude. Oh my God, so good. We're gonna hang him. We're gonna kill that guy because he didn't sit in front of Congress and narc out everybody. Fuck him. He's going to prison for life. No, he's not. He's not doing anything. Who gives a shit? I'd have done the same thing. All right. So that's what's up with that guy. I want to tell you about a new podcast, and it's hosted by a Zaniac. That's right. Hold on a second. Let me make sure I got this right here. The podcast. There it is. You can see it on the split screen here on Twitch. And if you're not watching, I'll just tell you about it. Okay. The podcast is called Just Chirpin', which is a term that hockey heads use when it comes to telling other hockey players to go fuck themselves. You can be a guy skating by a dude on the other team and say, your mom sucks dick. And he's going to go, what? Yeah, I'm just chirping. Just chirping. It's like, doesn't mean anything. The dude drinking the beer is Stephen Hyde. He built the studio. One of the many people who did. Brent Bellinger is another dude. I know him. I know Brent too. He... in fact, is the man who brings us the silver puck challenge. It's a pond hockey tournament. All right. These 4 idiots, Bellinger, Stefan, Dews, don't know him, and Chris, all host Just Chirpin', the podcast about life, hockey, and everything in between. Okay? And if I'd like you to check it out, to do so, you go to this website, justchirpin.com. Bookmark it, check it out. And on that website, if you scroll down, you can see all the places that you can listen to it on. Stitcher. I don't know what that one is. I think that's Odyssey. This is Spotify. And they're also on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Okay? They work very hard at it. If you are a hockey fan, this is kind of like a poverty version of Spittin' Chicklets. And they've urged me by giving me a fistful of dollars to talk about them on this show. So if you could follow them on all of these social media and check their podcast out, Just Chirpin' Podcast, that would be great. So they're doing it too. Podcasters talking about podcasters. I'm also going to feature one or more of these guys in upcoming episodes of when I interview various members of the Griffins team or staff or the Red Wings. What I like to call the Hockey Heaven podcast, which is kind of like under the umbrella of the Eric Zane Show podcast. They know more about this shit than I do. So I've had them, we've kind of like partnered, cross-promoting shows. So there you go. Just Chirpin', the podcast about life, hockey, and everything in between. Check these 4 douchebags out. Dews, Bellinger, Stefan, and Chris. JustChirpin.com. Okay. All right. Central Michigan University, my alma mater. I almost said alma mater. Did you hear about this? Okay, so this year, as you know, I was the board operator for the Central Michigan University Chippewas. When they would have their games on the radio, on the iHeart radio station 96.1 The Game. I was there running the controls for ones of people to hear CMU play football. And they actually had a pretty good year. They finished 8-4, and they were invited to, I think it was it's called the Arizona Bowl, which is another asshole, who cares bowl. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody cares about any one of these bowls. But there has been a change. All of a sudden, they have been plucked from the Arizona Bowl, and they've been put into the Sun Bowl. I actually have heard of the Sun Bowl. Leading up to the bowl season, everybody's got COVID now, so all the bowl games are getting canceled. And they're all shithead bowls. There was one actually called the Wasabi Fenway Bowl, where 2 unlucky opponents who are shitty, they get rewarded for having a shitty season. Okay? If you win like 2 games, you get invited to a bowl game. And then it's just another avenue to make these players risk getting hurt. Make them play, and they don't get anything for it. And then they throw a sponsor on it. They make a big deal out of it. And then the losers that live in that community think that they're seeing something great when it's shit. Who the fuck is going to want to go to Fenway Park in the dead of winter to watch 2 shithead teams play in the Wasabi Fenway Bowl? But yet they did it. They pulled it off. Except COVID ravaged the teams. Doesn't even matter who was playing. It's 2 shithead teams. And they canceled the fucking thing. Central was right there with them. They're in the Arizona Bowl. Central's pretty good. Again, I guess good, like Central is just a step above high school. Okay. I would say that if Central took on the top 10 schools, high schools in Michigan, they would finish at 3-7. That's what you got there. But all they do is they dress it up and make it seem like it's a big deal. And they're awesome. So they play other shitty schools in the MAC who are also just high school teams. And they finish the year 8-4 against these high school teams that would also lose to other high schools. The only difference is the high school team that Central Michigan is, my alma mater, and the high school teams that they're playing make money for white people in the school. So that's what you got there. A way to cultivate millions of dollars, and the players get nothing. You know it's bad when players were lobbying to be able to make at least some money, okay, with their name, image, and likeness. And finally, that's happened, where a player, let's say you're a recruit and you go to Michigan. The second even before, you can start making money. You can sell shoes. You can put your name and face on a video game. You can you'd be the face of the local car wash. And that's the way they make money. So the only people that are going to make money are the athletes that are any good. The shitty players, they just get a scholarship. So whatever. It's better than nothing. So all these white guys make tons of cash, and the players don't make anything. So Central goes to the Arizona Bowl, and the white guys in the athletic department and the school are going to make $175,000 just to go. So they're like, oh, this is great, man. Thank God we got all these players so we can go and all get paid. Well, good news. The CMU's opponent in the Arizona Bowl, or the Who Gives a Shit Bowl, is COVID. They can't do it. Well, while that was going on, Central's like, well, what are we going to do? All the white guys are like, oh, man, what are we going to do? We got to make this money. What could possibly happen? Well, good news. Washington State was set to play Miami in the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl.
You know a spot, but not just a spot, the spot. Actually, with the all-new Nissan Frontier, you know a bunch of them. But the key to these great spots? Being able to reach them in the first place. Your spot is out there. Find your Frontier in the all-new 2022 Nissan Frontier. With standard 310 horsepower, advanced tech, and 281-pound-foot of torque.
It used to be known just as the Sun Bowl, but of course it's now the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl. And Miami cannot play because they have COVID. So they took Central Michigan, and they are putting Central Michigan now into the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl. They're great. Sounds like Kelly Cheese. Great crunch. They should put Kelly Cheese's face on the 50-yard line with her giant teeth. Great crunch. Little too much gum. You ever interact with someone that even their resting face shows an abundance of gum? And then if they smile, it's, oh my God, very healthy gums, but you have like 4 inches of gum and then tooth. It's so unnerving. Seriously, you should get some plastic surgery. All right. It's called a cheap shot. Remember, they go low, I go lower. Always. Never forget that. The Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl is giving Central Michigan University $2.5 million. Wow. Outhouse to the penthouse. Going from the Shithead Bowl to the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl. How great is this? So now all of these white guys in the football office are just making tons of cash. Fantastic. Man. So there you go. That happens on New Year's Eve, Friday, 10 a.m. on CBS. The Washington State Cougars taking on my alma mater, the Central Michigan University Chippewas. Yes. How great is that? So a high school team is taking on a college team. Central's had some flashes of brilliance this year, where they played like a very good high school team. So there you go. Will I watch? Of course not. I won't watch a second of it. I don't give a shit about anything other than the 2 playoff games and the national championship. I haven't. The only thing I've watched this year for football, as much as I love the Lions, I haven't watched any more than 5 minutes of a game. I'm just letting them work it out themselves. I watch the recaps the next day. Like there's a 10-minute YouTube clip every day after the game. I've watched about 3 minutes of Michigan, Ohio State. No, I take it back. I watched all of the second half of Michigan, Ohio State. Maybe even more. That's the one football game I've watched the most. Of all the games that have taken place this football season, the Michigan-Ohio State game. I flat out love that. And I love that guy, Aiden Hutchinson. That guy is awesome. I love him. I watched Alabama-Auburn when Auburn just fucking fucked that up. I cannot believe they led that whole game. Jesus. And then I watched a little bit of Auburn-Georgia. That's it. But when it comes to those 2 playoff games, I'm watching those. You better believe it. Okay. Thank you again to the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. I sat next to Zaniac Kyle yesterday. And, I don't know everything about every Zaniac, so I try to ask questions. That's how I found out about Dean, boring Dean, sick fuck Dean, about the combustibility of hay. Just fucking sweet. Can't believe that. I should look that up on a YouTube video just to see if anybody has ever put in like a webcam on hay to see if it ignites. There's got to be a video of that somewhere, right? Kyle does mortgages. Yeah, I always hear you talk about Mario. I wish you were talking about me. I have a tough shit. Don't go to Kyle for your mortgages. Go to Mario. He's like, oh, come on. The Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. 231-332-6505. Him and his staff, they work tirelessly for you when you reach out. First thing out of your mouth, or when you send him an email or text him or whatever. Eric Zane sent me. Eric Zane sent me. Please do that. Let him know that you are a Zaniac. 231-332-6505. NMLS number 3035. Whether you're looking for a refi, first mortgage, maybe you've had many mortgages. Maybe you're going to buy some property and have a rental property. You need a mortgage with that. And, of course, you want to make sure that you're pre-approved before you start shopping. And it's still in that weird mode where if you make a bid on a house, there's going to be a bunch of other folks trying to make a bid on it as well. So you want to make sure you have the ability to up the bid. So make sure that the house you're looking for is a little lower than what you have approved for mortgage. That's smart buying. 231-332-6505 for the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. And you could be anywhere in the U.S. minus 4 states. And you know, South Carolina, Maine, Alaska, Hawaii. Other than that, reach out to Mario. He'll help you. Another great business that I'm super proud of, and that is My Policy Shop Insurance, which is also known as my pal Frank the Tank Fuss. Frank, a licensed independent insurance agent / broker. Reach out to Frank, call or text. Here's the process. In fact, save it in your phone right now or write it down. 616-914-4070. And all you have to say in that text is, Zane sent me. Please help me. That's it. Zane sent me. Please help me. He's going to send you a link. You click on it, and then you fill out the form. That's a meeting form. How do you want to, when do you want to see Frank or talk to Frank? You put the date, the time, whatever works for you. He'll have openings. You just click on the opening. 2:45 Wednesday. Boom. He'll ask for what you're interested in. And I would recommend insurance tune-up, insurance checkup, something like that. You will get specific about how you want to meet. Phone, Zoom, in person, at his office, at your home, coffee shop down the street. I mean, it's that simple. You're in charge. And then he's going to say, so what is this about? And then I recommend, if you have homeowner's insurance, if you have car insurance, if you have life insurance, dental insurance, if you have whatever type of insurance, sick him on getting you a better deal. Okay, so he's got all these different things he's got to check on. Okay, you had this insurance and this cost you this much. Your premium was this. I can get you this for this much less, and you're going to get this much more. What do you think about that? Oh, that's great. Next. And then he goes, then he might say, well, yeah, it seems like you're getting a great rate on that one. I probably can't improve upon. I mean, it's that simple. He does everything. And so while he's doing all this, you're like, well, what is this going to cost me, Eric Zane? Nothing. That's the best part. It doesn't cost you a dime. Why would you not do this? 616-914-4070. 616-914-4070. Frank, Zane sent me. Please help. That's it. All right. There's comedy all over the place in West Michigan, thanks to Full House Comedy, with multiple venues under their umbrella. If you want to see a comedy show, go to fullhousecomedy.com and look at the schedule. Click on events. The one in your area could be in Muskegon, could be Traverse City. Venues all around West Michigan, including Grand Rapids, Byron Center. Grand Rapids, Wyoming, Rockford, Muskegon, Holland, you name it. They're there. All right. The interesting story of a gentleman by the name of Rutledge Dees. Rutledge Dees lives in Metairie, Louisiana. Let me, I'll share with you what he looks like in a second. He's quite a serious-looking individual. Looks deranged. But if I show you right now, it might tip you off on the story. I don't want to do that. The judge and the prosecutor gave him an avenue to turn his life around when he was arrested in November of 2019. I'll tell you what he did in a second. But he eventually was put on probation for it. Because he pled guilty to human trafficking charges because of a scam that he put out there. Now, it's a really good thing that for Rutledge Dees IV, which is his full name, that there are helpful / stupid people that exist in the world. Rutledge put out to social media and to whoever who would listen to him on various caregiver websites. He put out that he needed care for his younger brother, an 18-year-old younger brother, an adult living with a disability. And so he said, I need help. I need a caregiver to come to my house and for a very short amount of time, take care of my brother. I can't be there, but all I need is for you to be there and introduce yourself. And he will have taken a shit and peed his diaper. I'm going to need you to go there and change his diaper. So then, because the world's full of stupid people, they go, oh, thank God. And so he would pay them, and they would show up, and there would be Rutledge's younger brother with a shit-filled diaper. And then so the people would take off the diaper, and they'd wipe his asshole of his man log and clean his ample pecker, and then his dick would get super stiff. And they're like, oh, boy, what a big boy you are. Wow, that's something. Well, little did they know that was not his brother. It was him. It was the guy. Rutledge Dees the Fourth would have people come. He pled guilty to this, and they figured out something was going on. So then the people would leave, and then he'd viciously beat his meat. Okay. And then that was it. He was like having a field day with this. He couldn't believe this was working, that healthcare providers would come to change his diaper, and all he'd have to do is give him like an hourly wage or whatever. He signed up for this. So every day he's having this happen, and this is exactly what he wants. This is horrible. I mean, of all the things that would make you sexually aroused, shitting and peeing in a diaper and having some stranger change the diaper. I mean, how defective of a soul are you? Well, he ultimately pleaded guilty last December to this. As part of the plea agreement, he was not to have any social media. He had to attend AA meetings and also had to see a counselor. The women that changed his diaper, these dumb women, reportedly agreed to this deal. But the one who spoke to the publication in this story was ambivalent. I'm not sure what that means. She voiced a mix of doubt and hope. I guess that's ambivalent as to whether Dees would successfully follow through on the terms of that agreement. Hopefully he follows through. She said, I don't believe that he will because 5 years is a long time. I hope he can make himself better. Well, he hasn't. He's done it again. He could not resist it. Look at this guy. Seriously. That is the 2019 booking photo. That's a face where, after he got busted for it, they said, all right, look at this is the Louisiana State Police website. You can see the logo. They said, now, Rutledge, this is the picture that people are going to see for years to come when they search your name and find out how much of an animal you are. So if you can go out of your way, it probably would help you not to look like a pedophile. But this is the best he can do. Looks like he maybe has some type of meth addiction, been picking his face here or something like that. I don't know. By the way, you can tell I'm getting tracked online because of all these Sweetwater ads on the side here, looking at podcasting equipment. So they're always like trying to entice me by like, hey, you need more shit. Look at Sweetwater. That's like the place to go. That's like the place where I buy anything. Apparently, vitamins are tracking me. And I saw Enfamil formula over here. I don't know why that I would be being tracked for that. What else am I being tracked on? Can you imagine if it says something that reveals like something really sinister about me, like nudekids.com or something like that? Look at it. Twin Spires Sportsbook, like I'm some kind of degenerate gambler or something like that. I haven't gambled online in my life. This company, Twin Spires, they tried to get on the podcasting for marketing, and the deal fell through. Progressive, Flo. No, fuck you, Flo. I've got Frank Fuss. Kiss my ass. All right. More on this guy. When Rutledge Dees IV pleaded guilty last year to tricking women into changing his diaper, one of the people he deceived voiced hope that probation might change him. It did not, as far as the Louisiana State Police are concerned. They arrested him Thursday last week, just in time for the holidays in Metairie. The grown man once again plotted to trick women into changing his diaper. Investigators are trying to see if there are more victims. According to the police, detectives began a second investigation last Monday after they learned Dees wrote a text message showing similar behaviors to what got him previously charged. I wonder how that was discovered. Excuse me. In the message, Dees indicated that he was engaged in alternative therapy and offered to pay the victim to change his diapers. So I guess it was a little bit different than because when the first time he did it, people would wander up to him into the household and he'd be acting like he's like disabled. So whatever he'd be doing, I don't know God only knows what the hell was happening. If he was acting mentally disabled or if he was like just physically disabled. Don't know. So somehow they got a hold of him via text message, probably talking to a cop who did not think that he would be forthright. And sure enough, this guy says, "Hey, come change my diaper." Cops wrote as part of the ongoing investigation. Detectives learned Dees attempted to recruit the victim to solicit other babysitters to care for him while he again posed as a younger man with special needs. Back behind bars. Just more than a year after his guilty plea. But what a burden that must be. That's the only way you can get off is if you shit yourself and have someone come to change your diaper. My God. What an awful thing. How does that even happen? Because, I firmly believe that people aren't born that way. I believe in everything that anyone else has watched. Chad Pennington. Sorry. Who knows what that reference is? I want to kiss you. I believe that something happens to you along the way. Kind of like Jeffrey Dahmer. Well, I think it was he discovered like a dead animal or something like that. And then he started to like mess with a dead animal. And then the next thing you know, he was looking for more dead animals and shit like that. And then he would like do like his own home autopsy on him. And then the next thing you know, he's eating dick. Which, by the way, we had a story about that guy, Latunsky in Michigan, who ate Kevin Bacon's dick and balls. We talked about that late on the show yesterday and how much he looked like Patriot Nick. And somebody did I think it might have been Patriot Nick, did a Photoshop of me, which, nice try. I don't have a real beard that makes you look just like the guy if you weren't bald yourself. Freaking Pellerito is like out of pocket. He's out of town. He can't do it, but that's going to resurface. Don't even think that that's over and done with. No way, no how. Patriot Nick says, "That wasn't me, dickhead, LOL. Well, I'm sorry. Excuse me. You laughed at it, though." Jesse says Eric needs to use Firefox or Brave browser. Well, why? Who cares? I don't care that there's ads there. I love ads. Ads keep the Eric Zane Show podcast alive. I say no to any ad blockers. Let's see. It's me, not you. 1969 says the whole show is, look at around. Everywhere you look is ads. You don't have ads, the world doesn't turn. If it's not for advertising, there's no COVID vaccine to keep us safe. All right? We have to have advertising. You dummy. All right, this is in my brain now. I believe in everything that anyone else has watched.
Drinking for several hours.
I believe everything that anyone else has watched Chad play impresses me. The same thing impresses them.
What does it mean to you now when the team is struggling?
I want to kiss you. I couldn't care less about the team struggling.
It was awful. We had been gone since 3 or 4.
Oh, I didn't realize that this was like a Joe breaking it. Oh, fuck. Namath was drunk. And this was like rock bottom. He cleaned his act up after that. So now he's weighing in on his own behavior.
4 in the afternoon, and I did the wrong thing.
I want to kiss you.
Thanks, Joe. I'll take that as a huge compliment.
You know what?
Joe Namath, part of the 4-decade team.
I'm very disappointed with my behavior.
Oh, it's okay, Joe. We love you. He owned it. He hasn't done it since. I hope not. He's getting on, man. You can't be sitting there putting alcohol in your body and expecting to live a long time. Poor guy. I feel bad for him. I felt bad for him. But, man, that was classic. Kyle says, Zane is like a prostitute selling his services to anyone who will pay him. Well, of course I am. Yeah, it beats working. I mean, come on. Where was I? Yeah, so this guy's going to be in prison for some time. Can you imagine going to prison if you're, what's his name? This dude, Rutledge Dees the fourth. And, you're surrounded by, killers and crooks and you're in prison because you wore a diaper and shit yourself to trick people to change your diaper for you. My God. Embarrassing. All right. I have a rip-roaring edition sent in by the multi-talented Joe Morin, okay, of Dino and Friends, Dino and Bethany. This the radio show in New York that, Ben and Bethany. Remember this?
This is the Ben and Bethany Show.
We go together like topsoil and manure, like a tractor and a dozer blade, like mulch and manure.
It's time for the Ben and Bethany Show.
Let's get started. Remember? Let's get started.
Let's get started.
Let's get started. On the Patreon bonus podcast, we've been detailing about a minute of the Ben and Bethany show back to what we used to do on the radio. It's so much better on this platform because you can really say what's on your mind about it. Bethany, though, when she was in Grand Rapids, Michigan, she was just like a behind-the-scenes person, and that's probably best. She does not need to be on a microphone. I am not kidding you, the most grating voice I have ever heard.
He talks to her nose at an unprecedented level. The amount of nose talking that she does.
She does nose talking.
It's like this.
And vocal fry is ridiculous. Okay. Bad enough that she was doing a podcast with Ben, and they would sit there and jump from topic to topic, and, it was horrible. Seriously, so bad. Well, she got a job on the radio in upstate New York on a radio station called Fickle 93.3, which just is really weird sound. It's one of these stations that plays like all different types of music, you know. Okay. But the guy who's on the air there is an old school radio veteran who, you know, he talks, hey, welcome to Fickle 93.3. It's and he calls the show Dino and Friends, Dino and Bethany. And I think it originally was called Dino and Friends. And then that was just a polite way or a clever way to, he's by himself and occasionally would bring someone onto the show with him. He's not doing anything. He's just kind of like, talking for a minute and a half and then gets to the next song. Seriously, morning radio, a station like this, your job is to just give the weather report, talk about if there's a fender bender at the corner of Cass and Maine, and then get the fuck out. But they brought her in for some reason. And if I'm Dino, I'm like, look, I didn't need her. I had the Friends portion to help me. We don't need her on the show. But they brought her in, and so, he says, all right, welcome to the Dino and Friends, Dino and Bethany show. Here's Bethany. Bethany, what's this day in history? And then she just reads to you, today is Metal Thermos Day. Today is Smartphone Day. And these are things. Today is Coffee Mug Day. Today is Write a Check in a Checkbook Day. These are all things that actually exist in the world that radio people get sent to them. Like, for example, there's a company called Wise Brothers Media, also known as The Complete Sheet. Every radio station in America subscribes to The Complete Sheet. All those stories you hear Free Beer and Hot Wings talk about a man in Bangkok has a dog with 2 legs and they appear in a carnival and then they all laugh for like an hour. That comes from the C sheet. The C sheet or the Complete Sheet also has birthday listings, this day in history, what day it is, coffee mug day, cell phone day. And that's what radio stations do these days. If they're not like having a mental breakdown and blaming all of their problems for being an asshole boyfriend on everyone that exists in the world and crying, they're reading from the C sheet. That's what they're doing. If they're not bragging about their 30-year-old girlfriend to piss off their ex-wife, they're reading from the C sheet. These are all passive-aggressive jokes because I hate them. It's at this time that the hate listeners are just, and they're increasing in number. The hate listeners are growing, especially at this time, because the fuckheads at Free Beer and Hot Wings are taking their 4-week vacation. The well-deserved 4-week vacation. So these assholes need something to listen to. So they listen to me and talk about how shitty this is. Oh, my God. This is so terrible. Okay? So Kyle says, it's 4 weeks now. Earlier today, it was 3. Who's counting? When you're as jealous as I am at their outrageous wealth, those are the types of pot shots that you take. Now, I say outrageous wealth. I can't say for sure. It's been 6 years. I know that we used to earn in the neighborhood of $450,000 a year, and that is no lie. Last year there, $450,000. I think they're still earning that, but I don't know. Radio's been bleeding money. So who knows? And Greg and Chris, now, they took all my money and they just absorbed it. And they gave Joe like a $3,000 pay raise. They said, we're going to give you a $3,000 pay raise. We're going to hire the chick with the big gums. We're going to pay her in edibles. And then with the $3,000 raise you're getting, we're going to keep the rest of Eric's money. And then you have carte blanche, open mic, if you ever have another mental breakdown and start crying on the radio, you have that free pass. You can do that. And Joe took the deal. That's the truth. That's exactly how it happened. Amanda writes, going to work early. Thoughts and prayers for me to get out of this funk. Could use some Zaniac love. So if you have my number or Facebook Messenger, could use a boost. I'm getting there. This has developed on the show. Started out in a bad mood. Then she said she felt better. And now she got in trouble. I don't know anything about that. And, okay, well, you're a skilled person there. You'll be fine. You will be fine. Just learn from it. Let them get it off their chest. And then you put it on your ample chest. Take ownership for whatever it is they're complaining about. And then you move on. Wrap it up. It's done. This will be taken care of in 90 minutes. All done. The fuck was I? I was talking about radio. Okay. So let me get to this. This is from Dino and Friends, Dino and Bethany. Now, you need to know this. Bethany is alone on the show. Yeah, she's running things on Fickle 93.3. Okay? Don't worry, Amanda. You're not derailing me. I'm intentionally looking at the comments. It's cool. Sometimes I do that. I'll have one storyline going when I'm talking on the show, and I'll weigh in on the comments. It's all good. It's all good. Okay. Dino has got the week off or something, so Bethany is in charge. Check this out. Holy shit. You're going to want to rip your ears off because she's really nasaling it, and she's the only one talking. And in case you're wondering, it's coming through his computer, and then he records it with his phone. So there's a lot of ambient noise, but you'll still be able to figure out what's going on.
Fickle 93.3, we play everything Dino and Friends. Bethany, Dino is out for the week. He's just on vacation. He will be back next week. Today, it is slight chance of rain between 4 and 5 this evening, then a chance of rain and snow. Mostly cloudy with a high near 39. It's breezy with gusty winds, about 15 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, a chance of rain and snow before 10 tonight. Cloudy with a low around 32, and then 2.
Oh my God, what is happening? Okay, so Dino and Friends, Dino and Bethany, weather, and now she's seamlessly going to transition into the important days on the complete sheet.
Tomorrow is going to be warmer, cloudy with a high near 40.
What happened? Well, I had it. Hold on a second here.
Around 32, and then tomorrow is going to be warmer, cloudy with a high near 45. So obviously today is Tuesday, December 28th. It is also National Chocolate Day, Pledge of Allegiance Day, Call a Friend Day.
You see, she just rattles through them. Stop on National Chocolate Day and say something. National Chocolate Day, National Pledge of Allegiance Day. You know, and then she busts to a National Call a Friend Day. Does anybody do these things?
Or text. National Card Playing Day. And
National Card Playing Day, guys.
National...
I don't know why it keeps doing that. I have no idea. I swear to God, I was prepared for this.
No, it's Dino and Friends.
Fickle 93.3. Hey, it's Dino.
My
In just a little while, we have Pickle's Top Things You Need to Know. It's Dino and Friends.
Wait a minute. You already gave me the top things I need to know. Oh, my God. Sorry. Technical issue. I have no idea. I still can't imagine what she must sound like while... Oh, God. The tarantula farmer says, I still can't imagine what she must sound like getting pounded. Squeak, squeak. Oh, fuck. I would rather put a campfire out with my face than listen to her. Thank you, Mitch. Suicide rate for morning drive in that market just took a huge uptick. Oh, God. Zaniac, Matthew, do you say Barasa? Is that what you say? He listens, and in fact, I'm supposed to. He's engaged to that. What is that sweet lady's name that he's married to? Sorry, I'm shitty. I always see her lovely face in the pictures of these two. Zaniac Matthew Barasa. At first, I thought he's kidding, but I guess he's not. A side note, I see that there's a post Jason Schaefer posted of a police dog. You know what? Let me call this up. Let me call this up. This will be fun. Hold on a second here. I still can't post to Facebook. It's going to be, I don't know, another week maybe. Zaniacs United. And then share screen. Okay. I love this. This is so awesome. What's going on here? Tim. I don't know what that is. Doesn't matter. There's us from the big get-together. All right. Jason Schaefer writes, I've got a brother in blue that's a K-9 deputy in an up north county. His partner caught a bad guy last night, and this was a pic he posted. His partner is a K-9 cop. Look at that. Bad guy. And then look at this dog. Look at the pose. This is the pose that a dog makes when he's playing. This dog is having so much fun after beating the shit out of this fuck. Beer cans here. The dog is like, yes, this is awesome. He's got his sheriff's gear on. Oh my God. Let's see. Isn't this the old hook and ladder trick play? I talked about this story right here on the podcast. The teacher who sex with a student shown to the football team. There you go. That was done by who did this? Was it Andrea? You sick bastard. Well, anyway, I guess I can't see it here. But Matthew wrote, hold on, where the hell is it? I got to find this. It was one of those posts. It was serious as hell. And it was like an announcement. You guys, some of the things you put on here are just hilarious. God. He announced, going forward, I prefer to be known as Matthew, as that is the name I was given. I am no longer to be referred to as Matt. And I saw that. And I went, okay. What? I don't know. I'm getting a strong desire to troll you here. I don't know what it is. You don't strike me as a whiner. It was on his own personal page? Is that what it was? All right, let's get to it. And if you get mad at me over the beat up that you're about to get, what? I don't see it. What the fuck? I'm on his page. I'm on his page right now. Did he delete it? About? I don't see it. He's like the nicest guy in the world, and I got an urge to just punch him right in the face when I saw this post where he said, going forward, I am here to say that I will now be known only as Matthew, as that is my God-given name. Those who call me Matt shall be scorned. I will not have anyone referring to me as Matt going forward. Yeah, you're going to take some abuse on this one. Oh, there it is. I found it. Fucking A. Yes. Shit. Thank you. Thank you for helping me find it. I thought he was kidding. Matthew Barassa, December 22nd, 9:10. From now on, I would prefer to be called Matthew, not Matt. Well, this is my God-given name, and I respect that and hope you can too. Heretofore, I shall be Matthew. Oh, no. I can't do it, man. You deserve tons of shit. I cannot let this go unchecked. So if anybody could point him, I don't know if he's listening right now. I don't know if he's going to listen later. But yeah, and you cannot be mad at this beat up. There is no one on earth should ever make that this proclamation. Ever. It should not happen. Okay? This is the same as someone's... Maybe he's kidding. Do you think he's kidding? Do you think maybe he's like... like people make announcements. I today am now known as they, them. Is this a pronoun thing? Because I laugh in their face too. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I'll call you whatever flies out of my mouth. And if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, I can tell you, I am not going to make an effort to refer to you. No, I might make an effort to refer to you as Matthew now because I've beaten you up now. And it's in my brain. It's burned into my brain. But they, them. So I need confirmation on this. In fact, if you write something like that on your Facebook page, you should actually write, I am totally serious about this. Because I don't know if he's 100% serious. Do you guys think he's serious about this? Is this a real thing? Or is he being silly? Okay. So if he needs to hear this. He needs to be put on blast that this is unacceptable behavior. All right? Patriot Nick says, read the comments. Patriot Nick says, I commented on it. Tell me what you said. I don't want to search for it. Kate says, there's nothing wrong with that. Yes, there is. There is something wrong with that. If you say, I am this going forward heretofore, that is unacceptable in my opinion. This is not okay. Mitch said his parents are God. His parents are God, or did God birth him and then fill out his paperwork? She says, scroll down on his page. All right, I'm scrolling down on the page. It's got to be kidding, right? Why don't you just tell me so I don't have to search for it? Because I don't know what the fuck you want me to do. I need an update. Is he serious? Can someone please just tell me, is he serious or not? That's all I need. I don't need any more searching. I don't need any more looking. Can you please just tell me? And his lovely better half is Amanda. Amanda heretofore will be known as Amanda. Duchess says, it's his name. Leave him be. What? It's ball busting. What? Who the fuck died and made you minister of the Eric Zane Show podcast about whose balls I can't bust? Nick says, chick named Megan said, I prefer Megan over Meg. I posted Peter Griffin saying, shut up, Meg. All right. So am I thinking that if he hears this now, he's going to pull a Bleeding Heart Brian or a Red State Dirk and take his ball and go home? Is that what I'm being led to believe? No one is safe. No, I don't give a shit who you are. If I can sit here every day and call people like Nick stupid and say that Kate dresses like a hooker, well, then Matthew needs to have his balls busted because he had to do get the key to the city and make a proclamation about appropriate nameage. Matthew is it's extra words. And I only have so many. I could simply respond with Matt. You understand that I'm giving you time of my life. I'm giving you some of my time. The extra time it says to say Matthew is time that is wasted, okay? And I don't want to waste any time in my life on your name. So if I can get you to look and go, yeah, just by saying Matt, that's easier. So, there's that. I think we need to have a discussion about this. Using your full God-given name. I think that this isn't. I think we have to negotiate the details of this treaty. You can't just march in and tell everybody. If at however old you are, everybody's been calling you Matt, and you suddenly midstream change it to Matthew. Okay, that's fucked. We cannot have this. This is a huge deal. So this is bad. I am not down with calling you Matthew or anyone. If anyone changes their name, like if Nick suddenly changes his name to Nicholas, no, that's even more time. Nicholas, that's 3 syllables. Fuck that. I'm just going to say cock, and it'll have to do. Eric will just be known as E. Absolutely. Call me whatever you want. I don't care. I can promise you this. I am never going to announce that you have to refer to me as something. Okay? Now, I think what that is because Matt is kind of a hillbilly shit kicker, but he's also young. All right? So he has the wokeness and the sensitivity is trying to soak into his pores. He's fought it, but this one has slipped by the goalie. So the only way out of it now is to go to Pennsylvania, or I think that's where he's from, and beat the shit out of him. Now, I am supposed to marry Matt and Amanda. So boy, I don't know if I can participate if I have to call him Matthew. I'm going to have to think about this one. I'm kidding. Of course I'll do it. Matthew. Quit being a pain in the ass, okay? Quit it. Heretofore I shall be known as Matthew. Any violators will be unfriended. We have the asshole of the day. Hey, asshole of the day. Jason Mays yesterday continued his streak of being a bitch and missing the. He backed out of the Bosco's meetup, our super spreader meetup at Bosco's pub. That's okay. We know how it is. You're back out of paintball, and I got to clean up your mess. So I guess that's how it's going to be. Totally kidding. He, of course, brings you JM Synthetics. Excuse me. He sells Amsoil, and you can't just go and buy this in a store, okay? They get it out to the public via distributors. He is a distributor of Amsoil products. So go to his website, jmsynthetics.com. Pick out what you want, motor oil, lubrication for any type of equipment. You can shop by product. You can shop by equipment, whatever it may be. You can get a number of, you can buy filters too for whatever lubricant that you're changing in whatever piece of equipment. And then, all right, this is what I want. But rather than buying it online, there's a phone number there. Call or text Jason. Say, hey, in addition to standing up Eric Zane, can you order these products for me? And there's a phone number right on the webpage at jmsynthetics.com. But in case you need it, right now, 616-747-0233. 616-747-0233. Say, I need stuff. He's going to say, what do you need? You tell him, it shows up on your door. It's that simple. JM Synthetics, Amsoil, the best in the business. Seriously, they invented synthetic motor oil. If you go to whatever auto parts store and you're buying something off the shelf, you're buying inferior product. There's a reason why it's cheaper. It's because it sucks. jmsynthetics.com. I also have a specialist, an HVAC specialist, who you should call upon, and you know who that is right now. Say it with me now. A&E Heating and Cooling. 616-516-8579. If you need an after-hours service call or you think you might be needing a new furnace install, this is who you reach out to. Call or text 616-516-8579 in West Michigan. A&E Heating and Cooling. Go ahead and get a couple of estimates from whomever. Doesn't matter. If any of them come in lower to your third estimate, that being Joe Martinez, tell them. That's the Eric Zane Show estimate challenge. Yeah, that's what it's called. Say, so-and-so had me quoted cheaper. He's going to take a look at it and go, ay, ay, ay. Tu madre es una puta. And then he'll give it to you lower than that estimate. That's how he works. Okay? 616-516-8579. Okay, asshole of the day, brought to you by the aforementioned JM Synthetics and earlier in the show, TC Paintball. Thank you. See, these guys right here. Who we got here? Let's see. You had Big Mouth Sarah, Big Mouth Amanda, who yelled at me when I told them inside voice at Bosco's pub. Talked to you about my brother Mike. He's very ill. I don't think he'll be asshole of the day. Dear Meathead is tomorrow. Don't leave me hanging again. I don't want to have to lecture you again. The dude in Oregon who told Biden to go fuck himself and wasn't a Trump supporter, now is a Trump supporter. Now the left's trying to cancel him and ruin the business he works for. It's all fucked. We all win because we saw Joe Biden go, yeah, let's go, Brandon. I agree. Jill Biden's like, oh, God, here we go. Another one. Someone else telling my husband to go fuck himself. God. Whoever organized that stupidity needs to be a candidate for asshole of the day. The White House, I guess. The White House right now is front runner for asshole of the day. The white guys who run CMU getting all the money for the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl. Talk about the new podcast, Just Chirpin'. We talked about, okay, now I know. I know who it is. Your asshole of the day is Rutledge Dees the Fourth for filling a diaper and having aid workers, I guess, come and change his diaper. And now he's back in jail for, of all the ways to be a sex trafficker, you know? There's the old school prostitution, but this is sex trafficking. He's not going to admit, and he's in prison, that he was actually sex trafficking. He's got to keep that detail away from them, you know? My God. And, hey, maybe Matthew Matt Matthew could be a runner-up for demanding, that we refer to him as Matthew. Kyle says, do you notice what time it is? Yeah, I know. Ghost VIII says, Jesus Christ and Mother Mary, I just paid $80 to fill up my car. Ridiculous. I'm sorry. The dummies in this chat will blame Joe Biden. It's not. It's not his fault. It's a supply issue from last year when we had nobody buying the gas. So the demand was way down. Now the demand is way up. This is not blamed on a president. The president doesn't set the gas prices. Oh, my God. I didn't think I had his number. But I got Matt's number. If I'd have known this, I'd have done this a while ago.
Hey, what's up, Aaron?
Hey, buddy. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Hey, I was just talking about you on the podcast.
Oh, fun stuff.
Do you have any idea, because I'm podcasting right now, what I could be talking to you about?
Okay, it's probably the post that I was just tagged in.
I thought, okay, but you're not kidding.
Technically, no. I mean, my birth name is Matthew, so.
Yeah, but you like made a announcement that going forward, it was like LeBron James announcing that he's taking his talents to South Beach.
Yeah.
So are you the type that when someone says Matt, you go, oh my God, I can't handle it?
No, I wouldn't really bat an eye about it. I would just silently say something to myself, be like, okay.
Okay,
I
so
didn't see the post.
now this is classic, something that I need to make fun of. So I might have talked about it for 15 minutes.
Okay.
Oh no! Are you?
I'll have to listen back to it.
It's a great beat up. It's a great beat up. So I was like, at first I didn't know if you were kidding or not, but then obviously you're not kidding. Going forward, you must be called Matthew. You need to get mad. You need to start like yelling at people that when they call you Matt, and then see what happens. But you don't strike me as the type to get mad.
No, I'm too nice. You know me too well.
Okay, now included in this whole dynamic, Kate from New Jersey, who you know.
Yeah.
She's like, you leave him alone right now. You leave him alone, and you just let him do it.
I love you, Kate.
She's like a mother. She is so protective of you. She is, oh my God, she's going to kill me when I see her next time. Over all of this.
Yeah, I could see her doing that. She practically is a mother to us.
Now, what does Amanda think about this? Did she say don't do it because Eric Zane's going to make fun of you?
Well, she didn't specifically say your name, but she definitely told me not to do it.
Oh my God!
She said it would start some shit with people or just make you look weird or whatever. I don't know, but yeah, she was definitely not on board with it.
Sarah ask him why. Why the announcement? She's curious.
Jeez, I don't know. It was probably just the spur of the moment idea that I had in my head, like most of my Facebook posts, to be honest with you. Whatever just comes in my head, I just throw it on Facebook because chances are if it's in my head now, I won't remember it like 30 minutes from now. So I'll just...
Has Amanda ever said, look, why don't you write it down and sleep on it? And then if it's still in your brain when you wake up, then go for it.
No, I wish she does tell me that sometimes because I know half the stuff I post.
Well,
probably not.
She's probably one of the brightest people I've ever met. And now, and they're always smarter than the male counterpart. And so, I think ultimately, if you defer to her, you will be. I'm not saying you're in a bad spot right now. You're not. You're not at all in a bad spot. But it struck me as I couldn't believe it. I was like, what happened to Matt? I thought he was like an ass kicker, and he's acting like he's hurt because people call him Matt.
Oh, no, I'm not hurt. It's just kind of a spur of the moment thing.
It's fine.
Well, I got you on the phone. Did you get my Christmas card?
I don't remember. I remember.
Oh.
No, I definitely did because Diana put it on the fridge. She goes, look at these two. She goes, look at them.
I sent it over a week ago.
No, she absolutely did. She goes, oh my gosh, she put it on the fridge. It's right there next to Jackie and Justin's Christmas card.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, man, it is on the fridge. Hey, what is the date again? Have you guys have set the date? Wasn't it a November wedding?
No, it's June 10th, 2023.
2023. So not this June, the following June. Dude, yep. I'm there. I am there. I am in it, and I will say Matthew.
I won't get mad if you say Matt. It's not a big deal, but I appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Well, I want you guys to have a good day. You know, you're like everybody's favorite young power couple. And there you go. Okay.
Thank you. I appreciate the call, Eric.
Okay. Well, now, am I supposed to say yee when I'm done talking to you?
It is a custom. Normally, people do say that when they leave the conversations. Yeah.
Yee. Hey, are you still podcasting?
Yes and no. I have the podcast all set up and ready to go from the new house. So
yeah,
I'm just waiting on some ideas and everything.
Okay. I got you down. Arc Flash 480 says you must be known as he, him, Matthew.
He, him, Matthew.
Yeah. Okay. He, him are your pronouns.
Alrighty.
Okay.
I got you.
All right, Matthew. Sorry. Okay, I'll talk to you soon. Okay, buddy?
Talk to you later.
Okay, see ya. Bye-bye. And tell Amanda I said hi.
Absolutely, I will.
Okay, see ya. Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
Okay. So there you go. I mean, now, Matthew, is super polite and super shy. There's not a mean bone in his body. Right there, he was furious. That was rage. Okay? That's how remarkably chill that guy is. That was a ridiculous temper tantrum. He's going to call later on and apologize for how intense that was. Holy shit. My God. Okay, folks. I'm out of here. I got to get ready for Sarah Rook Ruck Roosh in 16 minutes. I'm already later than I said I was going to be. So that's screwed up. We'll see you on Patreon for Smarter Than a Former Drug Dealer Trivia. Thank you so much for being part of this one. Thank you. Bye-bye.
you know a spot, but not just a spot, the spot. Actually, with the all-new Nissan Frontier, you know a bunch of them. But the key to these great spots? Being able to reach them in the first place. Your spot is out there. Find your Frontier in the all-new 2022 Nissan Frontier with standard 310 horsepower, advanced tech, and 281 pound-foot of torque.